My name's Jay Privman. I worked as a horse racing journalist for nearly 40 years in the United States. I covered through that career 39 of the last 41 Kentucky Derbies. The ones that stand out, though, would be Bill Shoemaker winning as the oldest jockey at the time aboard Ferdinand in 1986. And then in more recent times, certainly the Triple Crown bids, initially of American Pharoah and then Justify. In terms of the Breeders' Cup, again, I go back to the first one because at the time, nobody really knew what to expect.
Hollywood Park, Inglewood, California. It's a beautiful day in Southern California for the inaugural Breeders' Cup.
At the time, it was a one-day, 7-race affair, and it had never been pulled off before, but it was magical.
7 races, $10 million. Until 1981, there had never been a $1 million race. We have 7 this afternoon, climaxed by the Breeders' Classic, worth $3 million.
It is the most extraordinary day in the history of the sport. It's like having all 7 games of a World Series on a single afternoon, and we have something for everyone. We have
to see all those terrific horses, not only from the U.S., but the ones that came over from Europe, many of whom performed well on the day. And as you'll remember, the final race of the day was a memorable classic with Wild Again, a big long shot who had been supplemented to the race.
What a finish! Wild Again, Gate Dancer, slew a goal in between them. Those 3 in a dramatic finish, and here's the wire. Wild Again does it.
And it was just a great day to see those 7 races just come off every half hour. And it kind of ended up being the template for these big racing days that we now have 35 plus years on. I've covered races, or been fortunate enough to attend races all over the world, in the UK, in Ireland, Hong Kong, Japan, and Australia. The 2 horses that, if I could go back in time, that I would want to see and cover in person, one would have been Secretariat, who raced only a few years before my career started, but still before my career started. It would have been fun to write about him. And then Farlap. If you go even farther back and talk about international racing, a horse who was obviously a legend in Australia and then came over and had the one race in North America at Caliente in Tijuana. So those would be the ones that would have been, I think, fun to write about if I could go in the Wayback Machine. The plans are to enjoy racing as a fan, to travel a bit more, spend more time with the grandkids, and just enjoy whatever time I've got left. I had a pretty significant health problem a year and a half ago that fortunately is in the rearview mirror right now, and I hope it stays there. I don't want it to come back, but it really does help you realize, if you didn't already, that life is short. And I want to enjoy whatever time I've got left, which will include going to the races, just not in a working capacity.